I've been here several years. It just grows from strength to strength. I think this year's been remarkable from the proposition that we've taken to market. I think working with the team heavily, the SSOW team, like well in advance of the event, has really, paid dividends. What was really interesting is, I think it's obvious, but it was really evident. I think there's a real thirst from the audience for like knowledge of like in the field. What is it? What does the real world look like? How does R2R really work? How do I start? How do I make the case? What other benefits are you seeing? What kind of automation percentages are you achieving? So I think the audience was really looking for answers to questions that a bit of grey areas, and having customers present to those masterclasses is always the best way. So we're the vendor, obviously, and we're kind of in the background, but bringing our customers to really share best practice, I think has been really fruitful for the audience. I think that is the audience that we want to be talking to. They are the right organisations, but just beyond that, they're the right people within those organisations. So we focus on record to report. We worked really heavily with SSOW. They really got a great understanding of our target ICP, the people that we want to talk to. So it's almost looking for needle in a haystack kind of thing, but they have the networking, they have the capability of driving that audience, and we then have to provide content and curriculum that's relevant and appropriate to that audience. So I think it works really well. I think always asking questions of where you are, where could you improve, what could you do, how could you stay ahead. I think that's critical, especially with the way technology is advancing today. It gives you an edge if you know how to apply it. So I think this is probably the same answer I'd said a few years ago, but what separates the leaders from the followers is basically always challenging the status quo, always looking at technology, not just technology for the sake of technology, but how you can apply and build innovation, build competitive advantage, build differentiation. Never sit in the status quo because someone else is going to come up behind you and they're going to innovate before you do. So it's really important. You see AI, right? Everyone's AI washing. I just couldn't predict what the future is going to be. I just think what you need to do is have open eyes and open ears and be like receptive to change, and you need to flex. You need to be flexible enough to adapt yourself and go with the flow and maybe find competitive advantage. For us, this is the biggest event on the circuit. And why? I think it really is about the team that drive the audience here, that the networking, the opportunity to have research and understanding from everyone, share best practices. So I think if you're in this space or you're working in this space, this has to be absolutely. I think if you're not here, you're not relevant.